Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to the Goat Force Gaming channel, where we play the roguelikes and the roguelites, and hopefully add all kinds of awesome games to your backlog, or your wish list, or your now playing list, or whatever the heck you're doing out there, wherever you keep your list of games that is, my gosh, so large, right? Right? It's okay. It's all right. You're in good company. Everybody's got a big list of games that they're trying to get to. But sorry, not sorry. We're going to add to it, okay? That's what we try to do every time. And we're pretty good at doing that. Hey, folks, you might have heard once or twice that Bullet Heaven Festival is in full effect through November 20th. And we are having just a wonderful time playing many games. This being one of them. This is a game called Death Must Die, and it's out now, and it's glorious. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna spoil, not spoil something. This run that we are all watching, and I'll explain that in a moment, that we are all watching together, this is the best run that I've ever had in Death Must Die. Now, I'm not telling you that this is going to result in a W, but what I am going to say is it's the best run that I've ever had in Death Must Die. And we're all watching it together. I am literally sitting here watching the footage of the run with you while holding a coffee. And I'm currently holding the coffee up in the air. So if you'd like to do that too, cheers to you. Here's what happened. I was playing some Death Must Die the other night, and I was planning on just jumping in there and getting a run or two in and, seeing what we could see, right? I didn't know that something spectacular was about to happen. Now, last time around, we did have a legendary summon that was spectacular. Okay?
The stormy weather.
Something else spectacular happened in this run. Maybe it was a legendary ability again. Maybe I'm giving away too much. We're going to watch this, we're going to take it in, and we're going to just enjoy all the things that are happening here. And I'm going to try to do my best to commentate along the way. And you know what? I'll tell you something else. If there's an opportunity to yell at the goat, like you all sometimes do, I will take advantage of that. First thing I want to point out about this run is that there was a new ability that popped for the first time ever, and it was of the Mort capabilities. On the dash there, you see those arms that pop out, and what they are is they are links that cause lifesteal to happen. I had never seen that before, and it ended up being just a great capability that I would take again and again. The other thing that's new is that we opened up a new sign, and the signs are those passive character traits that happen to open up over time as you complete various achievements. And so we were able to open up the sign of the helper. Now you saw that in the beginning of the run, but in case it was too fast, it gave 66% attack damage and an auto aim for the attack. Now, here's what's special about this. Maris is one of the characters, and I think for right now at least, the only character whose attacks get modified by some of the deities that you run into. So right now, we ran into the goddess of winter, we added a projectile, and they're doing cold. But Maris has the opportunity to add even more projectiles over time via those various deities that you're going to run into. And with this sign in particular, those projectiles have an opportunity to home in on numerous enemies. So, whereas we are typically aiming out like that we're seeing right now, now we've got an opportunity for the projectiles to float in multiple directions, as you're seeing with the dastardly sea of green slimes that for the longest time was the bane of the goat's existence. If you know, you know. A lot of you would agree right now. A lot of you phoned in and said, Goat, you know, man, you are spamming that dash button. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I always appreciate the feedback, by the way. I think it's helpful. We had the one bad decision where I think I chose a -2 evasion on accident. YouTuber blindness, man. It's a thing. So, you know, we got through those slimes pretty easily, and I would blame that on the sign of the helper. When I looked at it initially, I thought, well, it's only 66% plus, and I don't know, it's got the homing capability. That sounds interesting. Let's just get in there and try it. And I had no idea that the run and the capability was going to work as good as it did. But I was glad the recorder was running. You know, you just never know. In fact, while I was playing, my wife was walking in and out of the room and saying, oh, you know, Goat, we got to do this, and we got to get this on the calendar, and we got to get to doing this. This is such a busy time of year for us. We hit November, and then everything happens all at once, all of it. Both of my kids have birthdays this month. Thanksgiving is happening. And then right into December, early December, we've got 2 more birthdays in the family. So it's like, where has the time gone? And I was talking a little bit about that the other day. Literally, there's some days where I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's going by that fast. So, you know, if this is a busy time for you and your household as well, believe me, I feel for you in a big way. It's a fun time, but it can be a little stressful, you know? I'm in the process of setting up one of the birthday meals, and I'm very proud about this. My oldest daughter decided that she wanted to go to a restaurant to celebrate her birthday, and she said, you know, I think I want to go to the Brazilian steakhouse. And in my head, I started yelling, I think I've won at life. Because I think I have. So I am in the process of booking this, and we've been to this establishment before. And when I tell you, now you watch this, we are just gonna melt these barons, just give it back to them. They deserve it so much. Look at that. That's wonderful. Quick aside here, take a sip of coffee. Cheers to that, right? Tremendous. I hope you've got something good going in your cup as well. I had to step away from the bag of the really strong coffee that I was mentioning, the Death Wish coffee. Anyways, we've been to this restaurant before, and it's the type of place where they give you the little card with the green light, red light, and as long as you've got the green light, the line of people bringing beautiful hunks of meat to the table just doesn't stop. And, you know, look, this is just the contract you sign when you go to one of these places. You say to yourself, hey, I am going to go in there with the goal of feeling unwell by the end of it. That's the goal every time. And if you walk out of there feeling unwell, for me, you've done it correctly. You know, you are going to get the meat sweats. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to say to you, you know, your face is looking a little flushed right now. Are you feeling all right? And you're going to say, yeah, but in your brain, you're going to go, no, I feel awful, but you better keep that effing card green. Don't you change that card. We are doing this. We are here to do this. And then they come with the meats and they say, hey, this is our house special picanha. Would you like it? And you say yes the first time, and then the second time they come, you're saying, yes, please, hurt me again. Hurt me again, please. I'd love to be hurt again. It's just so great. You know, you've got the picanha, and if you haven't been to a Brazilian steakhouse in the past, I hope sometime you'll take the opportunity to experience it, because it's a tremendous experience. You know, it's just wonderful. Now here it is. Look at this. A legendary pop, Day of Judgment. So when I first got this, I had no idea what it was going to do. And then I quickly realized that it vaporizes everything on the screen. And I thought, well, that's going to have a pretty long cooldown to it. And I don't know how valuable this is going to be. But then I realized that some of the gear that I have helps with spell cooldown rates quite a bit. And so it pops pretty frequently. And so this legendary capability, I think, was a turning point in the run for me, where I started to say, you know what? This could be the run. Dare I say, this might be the run. Now, I'm going to keep you on ice here, because, of course, that's what we're doing to all the enemies. So I'm going to keep you on ice as well. You're going to just have to, stay tuned in. We're going to have to keep watching. Now, could you hit the fast forward? Sure. You could. Could you jump ahead? Yeah, of course. But you're going to miss stuff. You don't want to do that. Don't do that. By the way, if you're enjoying this so far, slam that like button. It actually helps get the video out to more and more people. In fact, and we talk very transparently on the channel, if you look at the first video that I did on Death Must Die, that video got 80 likes, and I think it's sitting right around 3,000 views, something like that. So the whole likes system on YouTube, it makes a big difference. So if you're hoping that others see this and also hear about the meat sweats in a big way, you got to do it. You know what you need to do. And thank you for that. The support on this channel has been just phenomenal. Now, I feel like at this point in the run, we're just starting to add insult to injury here. You know, the power level is climbing. Now, of course, their durability is climbing as well, but I think when it comes to, and look at this. Now we've got ravens. It's about to get ridiculous, folks. Their power is growing as well, but I feel like if it's a race to get to the higher power level, we were absolutely ahead on this one. And I remember thinking during the run that the Sign of the Helper made this game feel so much more like a bullet heaven. Now this is a point where runs get a little bit tricky. A lot of people die to the blue slimes, but you know what? When you can clear them all at once like that, you just take the air right out of that blue balloon. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. So that legendary was just so welcome. And then on top of that, we're leaving the ice trail and slowing them down. So the capabilities just really all came together. Everybody came to play. It was a big party. Then you kill them all, you get all the skeletons. It's just a wonderful build. I highly recommend this one. Now, it's tough to get the legends to pop. I've only seen 2 of them. This being the one, and the Red Dragon Summon being the other from the other day. If you didn't see that run, by the way, it's pretty good. Give it a look. It was a fun one. But if you can get them to pop, you know, they're evolved versions of... See, look at how fast we took that down. They're evolved versions of the standard capabilities, and they're all quite good. Every single one I've had so far. I'm talking as if I've had 27 of them. The 2 that I've experienced have been really good. And here's Mort again. Look at that. Now, if the goat doesn't choose lifelink here... Okay, all right. See, I was going to start yelling. I was going to start yelling at the goat. I know some of you have to do that every once in a while, and I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, might as well go with the Divine Shield there. That was a good choice, goat. That was very good. Cheers to you, goat. Yeah, so we're going to be going to the House of Meats for one of the birthdays, and then my other daughter is between going to a Jamaican restaurant that's very good. Oh, the Necromancer. We've been here before, but we've never had the screen clear capability or the homing shots. Or the skeletons that are pulverizing him all at once. Look at that life bar. Halfway. Yeah, it was nasty. So she's between a Brazilian, I'm sorry, not the Brazilian, the Jamaican restaurant, or this other place that is known for these gigantic, fancy drinks. All kinds of sweet, over-the-top drinks where it comes out in a gigantic, fancy stein, and they do things like using dry ice so that it's gaseous when it hits the table for a while. Yeah, the kids love it. And their food is pretty good, too. So she's still deciding, and we have time. Her birthday is also this month, but with everything going on, we had to push that to next month as far as the scheduling went, just because there's just so much happening. But it's all for fun. It's all for fun. And they've got some fancy coffee drinks, too. Now, they don't bring them out in a big stein, but they've got some fancy over-the-top coffee drinks. So if we go there, I'll come back with some photos. We'll have some fun with that, create some content out of it. Talked a little bit about the Bullet Heaven Festival. I'm still just elated that we got to participate in that and show off a bunch of great games as part of it. And I know that some of you saw games that you liked enough to pick up. See, isn't that screen clear so great? Now the big swarms are going to start, or the bigger swarms, and the beefier guys, like these elites that have shown up. They're trying to protect their king from the Inquisitor. But the goat has some power to be reckoned with right now. Yeah, Death Must Die was definitely one of the standout games that I covered, as a lot of you know. We did a lot of videos on it. And part of that was because I got the game early prior to the early access release, so I had a lot of time to put content out and show the game off to build excitement for that indie dev. But also, I just enjoy the hell out of the game. You know, it was so easy to keep coming back to it. It was hard to cover the other games at the same time, but I think we did a pretty good job. The other one that I would say was standout for me was Renfield. I really, really like Renfield, and some of you have commented on those videos saying, hey, I picked this up and I see what you mean. It is very arcadey. It's got a very flashy design to it. Now, this guy always gave me trouble in the past, the guy with the gold shield, but watch that life bar. Yeah, he's gone. And with that, he was gone. It's tremendous. This game, when all the things come together in this beautiful symphony of epic DPS, you will feel so good. They do a great job of making you feel powerful when the things come together. And that's what I love about it. I think it feels... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Another projectile. We just got more dangerous. Even more of a gangster. Frozen gangster build. I think it helps that the game is so challenging, and it takes time to get to a point where you're like, okay, these are all the things I like. This is officially the build that I want to go for. Ooh, interesting drop over there. But we're a little bit full up because of that extended drop rate. That's okay. That's okay. We can act fast. There's so many different builds you can put together in this game. That's what's interesting about it as well. I talked with another content creator that has put together an assassin build with 50% evasion. 50% evasion on Nixie. Holy cow. It's a literal coin flip every time whether the attack actually hits you or not. That's pretty cool. So he actually sent me a screenshot of the build, and I said, I'm not jealous, you're jealous. And then I realized that was a lie. I was actually jealous. Now the swarm comes, but we said, no, hold on a second. Hold on. But then they said, no, you hold on. We're back. We're here. We're back. We're here for it. But then we, froze them and said, no, it's not going to work out for you, unfortunately. I was in a little bit of a panic at this point, but I was thinking, okay, the ability's going to fire off, and every time we dash, we're getting a little bit of health back because of the life link. We can do it. We can do it. We got this. We got this. And you're also looking at the timer, and you're going, my goodness, we've almost hit the 20-minute mark. What's going to happen? What is our army of skeletons going to be up against now? Oh, it's Dracula. Goodness gracious. My presence is thy barrier. I'll tell you, I was frightened at this point because everybody's seen my run against the Barons, and we know how good, not good I am at the dodging. Some of you have written in about that, rightfully so. Look at that. And then I looked at the timer and I went, oh no, we've got 7 seconds remaining. We got to go get that stuff. Get this crap out of here and go get those epics. And I was so happy at this point. You know, a lot of runs to get here. Super, super exciting. And so glad to have all of your support along the way. So we got a key from the Baron, and that opens up the Star Crux, which is interesting. Basically, it's a way to make the game harder, but then you're going to open up the opportunity for more rare items to pop along the way. There's the wing up there. Then I came in to see what else had popped achievement-wise. And I don't know if these things are really just decorative or if they serve another purpose, but I was super happy with the run. So thank you again for everybody's support. I'll say a final cheers to you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll continue the coverage of this game because it's awesome. We'll see you next time out there.